Tonight, we conclude the 2024 season with our annual award show, and we're going to get started in about 20 seconds. Hey, fellow fanatics, welcome to the Fanatically Real broadcast, sponsored by Sport Management Solutions, your one-stop shop for all your athletic communication needs. We have finally reached the pinnacle of the 2024 season, the award show where we can finally wrap everything up for the season and get ready for the 2025 season, because I know you are all anxious to get that going. I wish I could say that it was all rainbows and unicorns trying to get this show together tonight, and it's still not put together the way that it normally is. Computer wouldn't recognize the third monitor tonight, and I don't have a script, so it's going to be a fun show. Probably not the way that I would normally want to do an award show with you all, but here we are anyways. Damien says, looking sharp, appreciate it, brother. Paul says he's drastically underdressed. As long as you got clothes on, man. And I mean, if you go topless, that's not new around here, so it's okay if you are. Hey, so we're going to do our annual award show tonight. We're going to give out awards for our regional champions in the WRL. We're going to give out our conference champions in the APFL. We're going to give out our world champion in the WRL. We're going to give out the champion in the APFL. We're going to give out our rookie general manager of the year, the general manager of the year, both from the WRL, our top scoring teams for both of those leagues. And then we're going to showcase our champion from our F3L league, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get there. So let's get this thing started. I don't know who it is either. I will tell you, though, this doesn't happen by accident. So I have a tie that I wanted to wear tonight. It was still very much in the package. I took it out, and it had an enormous crease in it, and I didn't have enough time to put it, get the crease out with dinner duty tonight, Girl Scout cookie duty tonight. So I found this one hanging in the closet and put it on, and I'm not sure that the wrinkle in this one is any better than what was any other one, but here we are anyways. All right, so like we said, we are going to start off by crowning our regional champions from each region in the WRL. So let's bring them up. We're going to start off in the Phoenix region, crowning the mad scientist and Damian Scott, who's out there with us tonight. So congratulations on winning the Phoenix region. Next, we are going to congratulate E-Thugs and Bruce Nakamoto from the Cerberus region for winning that region this year. Chris and the 1863 Ramblers for winning the Sasquatch region. Kevin is out there as well, too. Kevin is here. Kevin, how are you? Ideas Man, FSA Ideas Man. I appreciate all your help with the website over the last couple. Oh, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Foreshadow. We also have Ted's Lasso, who was the regional champion for the Banshees region, and that's Brian Ware, who got that win. And then we also have Jason Norris, who was the Dragons regional champion. That is Turd Ferguson. The WRL world champion, no surprise to anybody, was Ted's Lasso and Brian Ware. Very nice to see him get that. I do believe this was only Brian's second, maybe third year with us. And we're also very happy to have him back for the 2025 season. Now, before I slide over to the next slide, I want to kind of pull it back and see what I'm looking at here. Again, I do not have a script for tonight. So looking good as always. Yeah, you know what I should have done is that artwork that I sent you earlier tonight. I should have brought that on the show tonight and showcase that a little bit. But again, a little bit more foreshadowing for everybody. But again, no script tonight, so this is going to be fun. So I'm going to go into the top scoring team of the year. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you much. Does it make my face look fat? That's what I really want to know. Top scoring team of the year for the WRL. Now, this is the top scoring team at the end of the regular season. That honor belongs to the Epidemic Elephants top scoring team of the year and Jason Trumbley. Neck looks a little tight. I tell you, it's not as tight as it probably appears, though. I will say this. I have probably gone up like 3 inches in neck size from the time that I joined the Army almost 22 years ago to now, though. So maybe just a tiny bit. So top scoring team of the year, Jason Trumbley from the Epidemic Elephants. Let's see, what's the next award we got to give out? All right, so what we ended up doing, used to the shirtless Brian. No, we don't do that around here anymore, and I really wish that picture would just disappear. Hey, anybody else that's out there? What do you say? I bet there's no back and the whole thing is just clip on. No, so this one is a real tie. It's not a clip on. I do have one clip on though. Actually, I think last year when I went with the blue for the show might have been a clip on tie. I have to go back and watch the show to find out, but that's the only one that I own. Actually, I think I got that clip on from Dad's stuff whenever he passed away. Honestly, Dad could never tie a tie. So Kevin lets me know that the top scoring team, the WRL runner-up, and the all-play winner, all from the same region. All-play winner ended up being Ted Howard from the Land Sharks, ended up winning that in dominant fashion, if anybody remembers the stats that we put up there. Too bad you didn't get the best general manager. Was that me or was that Kevin? Or are you talking about best general manager out of a region? Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. What am I talking about? I'll know in 2 slides what we're talking about. So, hey, so what we ended up doing this year, because we ended up putting regional managers in charge of the regions and then drafting general managers this year, what we ended up doing was having the regional managers vote first. We'll get to that slide in a second, on who they wanted to nominate for their general manager of the year out of their region. Get to that one in a second. But we allowed everybody to vote for rookie general manager of the year this year. And that honor belongs to Sean Smith, rookie general manager of the year from the Lone Rangers. Congratulations to Sean on winning that. Sean will be joining us again next year, so we appreciate having him around. And now I know what Damien's talking about when he says, too bad you didn't get the best general manager of the year, because Damien Scott, the mad scientist himself, ended up winning general manager of the year this year. Congratulations to you, brother, on winning that high honor. So for all of you that won these great accolades this year, we will get those ribbons put on your banners as we get ready to roll into the 2025 season. We roll the season over for everybody. Your logos will have those banners for everybody who actually earned them this year. Might have to go back a year or two and also add some ribbons. I'll have to look into that and see, but they will be there with your logo, so you know who your competition is this year. Matt, I tried to put yours up before I put Kevin's boo, but oh Lord, I just wish that would go away. And thank you all for bringing it up all the time and embarrassing the crap out of me, though. I appreciate it. All right, so we've got all of the WRL awards done now. So we are going to switch over to the APFL awards now, and we're going to start with the top scoring team of the year. This is at the end of the regular season, just like it was in the WRL, and that honor belongs to Denver Mustangs as the top scoring team of the year. So Cody Wallinger ends up winning that one. Congratulations to him on that. I think we have a couple more congratulations that we've got to give him over the next couple of slides as well. But first, before we get to that, what we're going to do is we're going to say congratulations to each of our division winners inside the AFC and NFC conferences. Those belong to, across the top from left to right, Buffalo, Cincinnati, Jacksonville, and Las Vegas. We've got the Mafia, the Cats, the Wildcats, and the Marauders. And then across the bottom for the NFC from left to right, we've got the Washington Hogs, the Green Bay Cheeseheads, the Tampa Bay Pirates, and the San Francisco Miners. So congratulations to each of those 8 teams for winning their division inside the APFL. Wanted to do whatever I could to be able to showcase that AI art as much as I can as well. The majority of you are going to end up with Paul says he won. So Paul taking over the Cincinnati franchises. We just had the AFC dispersal draft 2 nights ago. Paul ended up with a really, really good team. I don't see why there wouldn't be the chance or the opportunity for Cincinnati to win it back-to-back, even with 2 general managers this year. So congratulations on a good draft, brother. The majority of you are going to end up with different AI art going into the 2025 season. I've already created it. There's a couple of you that even after I showed it to you, you're just like, nope, I like the old one better. So we'll continue to roll with it. But that will be coming up. We've got a couple name changes in there as well. Paul being one of them, going from the Cincinnati Cats to the Cincinnati Cringers. You saw the Jacksonville team going across the top. Jacksonville going from the Jacksonville Wildcats to the Jacksonville Prowlers with a new logo this year. And I think as far as the divisional champs, that's it. Of course, we have a couple new general managers for the Philadelphia franchise. Minnesota's general manager who moved over from Cleveland last year, Corey, who has taken over that Cleveland franchise. So a couple of changes, and I do believe that there might even be a logo change still pending for the Chicago Monsters. Kevin will have to give me a yes or a no on that one, if that's still going to happen or not. So we've got our top scoring team out of the way. We've got all of our divisional champs out of the way. Let's crown our conference champions for both the AFC and the NFC. Let's start in the AFC first. And Denver Mustangs and Cody Wallinger ended up winning the AFC. And then on the NFC side, of course, we have the director, Toby Keller, winning that one on the NFC side with the Detroit Pride. Before I just reveal the slide, let me see what I've got out there, since I'm not able to display my stuff like I wanted to tonight and be able to prompt myself on what we were going to say, especially without a script. The last slide I believe that we have for the awards to give out for the APFL is, of course, the world champion. You already saw him get the top scoring team of the year, be the AFC champion, and now you can recognize him as the world champion, the APFL champion, Cody Wallinger, again with the Denver Mustangs. Wind blew his hairline more than he blew in the championship game. Are we talking about Toby? It was tough. The North competition for you guys in the NFC this year was super tough. I see it being more of the same as we go into year 4 of the APFL and we get to finally wrap up the schedule, or at least the template of the schedule that we presented all the way back in year 1. So it's going to be a lot of fun for those that are in AFC and the NFC who have not played each other yet. I know for a fact that I played the NFC South this year. So I know Matt's on right now. Sean might be at home watching. I think I get Metric as well. And then Ricky from the Carolina franchise, who was part of the NFC dispersal draft a couple of weeks ago. So I get to play them this year. So that should be a lot of fun. What we're all hoping for, though, is that Denver does not get it back to back, but we'll see how that turns out for all of us. Toby's big PP will rear its ugly head again. It's a possibility. I always love when we talk about Toby's PP. I hope he watches this later and sees that. All right, so our last slide of the night. We want to make sure that we recognize our first annual F3L champion. That ends up belonging to Damian Gratz from the Ohio Glory, as they are the inaugural champions of the F3L. And not only is it the inaugural, the F3L was a one and done for the FSA. It was a league that had a lot of complications from the get-go. It didn't look like it was going to be very sustainable. We had 4-5 general managers out of the 16 leave. The site that we competed on in that league, Reality Sports Online, wasn't the most user-friendly. And then for the season to possibly be rolled over, all of the money needed to be paid in upfront before we could even do any off-season stuff. And while we were still searching for general managers to replace that, we were unable to go in and copy and paste rosters to give them out to potential replacement general managers. So one and done, we are folding the F3L. So Damian Gratz will be immortalized as the inaugural and only F3L champion, at least in that format. Some of you might remember that we had labeled the F3L for a different type of league a couple years before that never got off the ground. We were able to use that name and brand for the F3L for this year. Who knows? Maybe at least the namesake will make a return sometime in FSA's history. We'll have to see what that looks like. But that's not going to be before we get 2 additional leagues out there under the umbrella of FSA. A little foreshadowing for everybody. The next 32 is still out there. It's going to happen maybe a year later than what we expected. And then the FSAU, which is the big conglomerate that I wanted to work on for 2026, might be more like a 2027 or a 2028 launch instead. Reason being is it was going to take a whole brand new website to get the FSAU off the ground. And as you've heard me mention a couple times throughout the broadcast tonight, foreshadowing, there is a new website on the horizon as I'm working through it the best that I can under the constraints and restrictions that I have while I'm using the software to be able to do it. But for those of you who have seen it, we need to find a way to establish the defunct teams idea still. So that was kind of, and you were part of the F3L. That was kind of the idea with the F3L is we were trying to bring back some of those defunct teams, right? Bring them back to life under that. And we had some football. We even had, I think, one hockey defunct team that was in there. So I think Kevin can tell me if he's out there watching this or not. Not that long ago, I thought about trying to bring Delta 2.0 back out of the defunct Dynasty graveyard. And Kevin shot me down pretty quick and said, "You sure you want to do that?" And he was right. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do that or not. So we held off on bringing that back. But I will tell you, I think the hardest part with getting any of the defunct leagues back together is getting all of the players back together again. Echo and Foxtrot for sure would be tough. Alpha through Delta, maybe. We might be able to get 2 of those leagues back up off the ground, maybe an Alpha and a Bravo with a mixture of players from all 4, 5, 6 of those leagues. But yeah, it was fun. Grant says he wants to keep the Ohio Glory team going. And hey, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And I apologize for the F3L being a one and done, and you have a chance to possibly try to get a repeat on your championship there. So this is really what I want to do. We can always duplicate the APFL format with team settings, but expand on rule set. And that's kind of where we're at with the next 32. The difference would be we're not being an emulation league to the NFL. This is going to be a fan-based, fan-driven league with 32 new cities, 32 new brandings, 32 new teams and logos and stuff like that. I've reached out to all of the heavy hitters in the FSA and asked them if they would be willing to try to push that league a little bit more, and what ideas, concepts from the APFL, if we were using it as a basis, would you change if we were going to use it as the basis for another league like the next 32? I really still would love to get that league off the ground. It's kind of a passion of mine for the last couple of years. Worked really hard, spent money on trying to get it off the ground. And it's been pretty radio silent and quiet in the group of people that I was originally trying to present it to. So maybe now it's time to expand it and look for a little bit different market. What is that? Is that a real? I'm trying to remember if Atlantic City is actually on that list or not. It's under. If anybody goes out to iPlayFSA.com, they're on the menu item on the far right hand side where it says fantasy. If you go down to next 32. Or if you go down to the different types of league membership, if you scroll a little bit on the page and you click on Next 32, it will take you to all of the information about the Next 32. So if you're hearing me say this and you're not real familiar about what the Next 32 is, go out and take a peek at it. You could be the Savannah Bananas. I still have not seen them, unfortunately. I don't know if Coach Gerard's out there watching this right now or not, but he's been to see them quite a few times. I still have yet to see them. But yeah, if you're curious of what the next 32 is, and you're kind of hearing this for the first time, go out to iplayfsa.com and fantasy next 32, or scroll the page a little bit, find anything that says next 32 on it, and then you'll see what we're talking about. Couple things that I wanted to mention as we get ready to go into 2025. Tonight concludes the 2024 season. I will be rolling over APFL tomorrow. So all of the teams that were in the dispersal draft on the NFC side and the AFC side have been settled now. For those of you that got the 125 emails the other day as I was adding and dropping players, you know that part is done now. We've got all of the draft picks settled between all of those teams as well. I wanted to get the show done tonight kind of as a line in the sand and say, okay, 2024 is done. Let's roll over. Let's start doing 2025. I will do that rollover with APFL tomorrow. So I will let you know on Discord when that happens. The 12th of March is coming fast for those of you who are still worried about the last 5 that have not paid, last 4 that have not paid. I did reach out to every single one of them today. I did get a response back from every single one of them. You have nothing to worry about. We will be ready to go on the 12th of March. And I know some of you want to go a little bit earlier, but the reason we ended up picking the 12th of March as our go date is that is the exact same day that league operations start for the NFL as well. Trades open up on that day. I think it's at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon or something like that. We are an emulation league, so I wanted to make sure that we matched what the NFL is doing. But the next biggest thing that's coming before then, on the 4th of March, which is this upcoming Tuesday, we have our APBL draft. That will be our baseball draft. Now, that will not be live. We will all be doing that live on Yahoo's website, but we will not have it broadcasted live here on StreamYard. Me and Damien going to drop the first trade again. You guys probably already got something already worked out and everything like that. As soon as it goes, you guys can go ahead and do it. But we will have the APBL draft on Tuesday. I don't know that I'll be able to do the broadcast on Wednesday. As you've noticed over the last couple of weeks that we've been doing these on Tuesdays and Thursdays. At least we're getting 2 broadcast weeks that way. But we are still having the 8U Crush baseball team practices on Monday and Wednesday. So Tuesday, Thursday, next week, if I can get it on the schedule after we get done with the draft on Tuesday, we might have a kind of a APBL draft wrap-up show on Thursday. We'll see what it looks like on the schedule. Put it out there. I know Damien is very interested in possibly getting on the APBL next year. So I told him that I would do a better job of making sure we're promoting that league this year. And I will do a better job of promoting that this year and hoping that we can get a little bit more interest in that league. So as we try to push towards 16 or 24 teams next year, we get a few more eyes on the league and we can get some people to come on board with us. I do believe that's it. Congratulations to all of our regional champions in the WRL, top scoring team in the WRL, world champion in the WRL. Congratulations to all of our APFL divisional champions, the 2 conference champions, world champion there, the APFL champion, top scoring team as well. And then congratulations to Damian Gratz on winning the F3L, the inaugural and the one and done league that is the F3L as we know it. Appreciate you all being here. I appreciate the comments about my neck. Yeah, from this angle, it does look a little thick, but I promise you it's not bad. It's just my face that makes it look that way. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for a great 2024 season. We saw a lot of highs. We saw a lot of lows. Looking for a great 2025 season. Hoping that the things that kind of got in the way of us in 2024 don't get in the way of us in 2025. Hoping to launch a couple of new things for the 2025 season. Get some new efforts that are out there, make a little bit more of an effort on the social media aspect, and then just all around bring a little bit more awareness and light onto this thing that we call the FSA. So again, thank you all. I'm going to get out of here before we hit the 25-minute mark. Hit me up on Discord if you've got anything. And if not, I will chat with you all there tomorrow. You all have a great evening.